maybe got himself into a bind is when he was trying to block on the perimeter on some of those kind of bumping. Looking back on those, like, were there things that you were able to diagnose that might be able to help put him in better positions?
Sure, yeah, we've been working on that element. I know right off the top of my head that there was a couple of those perimeter ones, a couple at Penn State, a couple up north, that they gave us some looks at. I'm not making excuses for the kid. He got a minus on the play. You know, we got to help him. You know, as coaches, he's got to help himself with the technique, but definitely we've emphasized that.
Otherwise, like in terms of like his inline blocking and stuff, just how much progress did you see him making this throughout all of last year?
Yeah, no, I think he's blocking really well right now. I don't know if I can answer, you know, from week one to, because last year I wasn't really focused on that as much. And when I got the job, I think I've watched all the snaps probably 3 or 4 times, but I don't necessarily watch them chronologically. But no, I think he's blocking at a really high level.
I know Jelani turned a lot of heads when he came in here. What about Sam Hart and Bennett Christian? What have they done to improve in that realm?
Yeah, both those guys. I mean, all the guys, Bennett and Sam, I was just saying, those were the two that I got to work out with this morning. So they were the first 2 in here, so they turned my head. I'm fired up for them. I can't wait for all their contributions to the unit.
Specifically, where do they still need to grow, maybe at the position?
Yeah, I think everyone has some strengths and weaknesses, but I don't know if there's one thing that Sam needs to do or one thing Bennett needs to do. Let's keep getting better as blockers and route runners, you know, as a whole unit.
How realistic is it for like any significant portion of the freshman in this position?
I don't know. I think when you start putting expectations on, that's when you start getting jammed up. You know, all I asked for him was to you know, strain and learn our culture by the end of spring ball and learn to know what to do. And now I'm challenging him. You're not a freshman anymore. I know he still is, but after spring ball, you have a black stripe on. You're not a freshman anymore. So now I'm holding him to the standard of G and Joe and Kade and Bennett and Sam and the rest of the guys. So it's only to get harder, you know, now that we're raising that expectation for him, if that makes sense. I don't know how much he's going to play. Hopefully a lot. Hopefully all these guys play a lot. But
I guess maybe I'm asking you about your philosophy. Does a player have to be able to do everything before you let them do anything, or can you accentuate kind of what they are able to do now?
Yeah.
The other stuff comes
Well, the only time you get yourself in a pickle is if I put someone out there who could only do, you know, this certain column. Then all of a sudden, Coach Hart and Coach Day's call sheet just gets shrunk, and now all of a sudden I'm hurting my offense because now it's Ohio State playing with one arm behind their back. You know, when we could put 11 guys out there, whether they be all receivers, all running backs, all tight ends, and I got the whole call sheet, watch out. We're about to, you know, score a touchdown. So we haven't necessarily, you know, played in that world where I could only call these certain plays.
Maybe you're talking about getting Kade off for series, you guys are winning, things like that. Is that the opportunity? Okay, maybe it does shrink things down, but it's also an opportunity for him to get on the field, get on the player.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys in the room. So if there's an opportunity that we're up big, you know, the next best guy's rolling in. I'm not looking to get a rep count or anything like that.
Is it kind of unique in your room? I think there's probably a higher percentage of walk-ons than in any other room in terms of just how many guys you're coaching.
Is that right? Yeah.
I would think so. It's maybe there's only a small percentage in every other room, and you've got 4 or 5.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't even thought about it. If so, great. I tell people all the time I like the walk-ons better than the scholarship guys. I swear I do. Just because they, you know, I mean that's the backbone, you know, of your culture. You want to have a bad practice, have bad walk-ons, right? I mean, some of my favorite players I've ever coached, the Mitch Rachis and the Sam Wiglis and the Kade Kaczerskis and all those guys, they're not scholarship guys. They're all Buckeyes. They don't have special stickers on their helmets that, you know, say walk on. Herb's been awesome. He kind of fought a little injury there in the off season, so I haven't had the ability to coach him so much yet as far as on the field goes. But I've known Zach as a player and as a man. I love Zach.
Is that the walk-on thing? Is that just maybe a little bit more motivation because you're not a scholarship guy? Is that why you see that in walk-ons?
Yeah, maybe, right? They come in kind of with a chip on their shoulder, right? They're not the 5-star hype and this and that, you know. They kind of have to earn it. Yeah, no, I freaking love those guys.
Do you guys, are you still doing area recruiting in Ohio? Because I know Coach Will, I'm from the Dayton area. Coach Will,
Yeah, I've been over there a handful of times. Yeah.
I'm Marcus Hart.
Yeah, Keenan Bailey. Nice to meet you, man. Thanks, brother. Good. We'll wait about 5 more minutes and I'll bounce.
Thanks, Keenan.
Of course, brother.
You been able to get away at all?
No, No, not yet. We got our son coming here in a couple weeks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but no. No, not yet. Yeah, a son, first one.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, we can't wait. So July, I'll just be around.
Worst things to do.
No doubt, no doubt.
Appreciate it again.
Of course, thanks, brother. Yeah.
So I have a couple questions.
What's up, brother?
So I'm doing something a little bit larger in the summer on Kade.
On Kade?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to. I talked to Jerry, and are going to try to get back to like his farm.
Good.
And kind of do a story on like who Kade is and how that like brought him.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a couple questions about him.
Heck yeah. I'll talk about Kade till the cows come home, which is a great pun, by the way.
Yeah, true. It is perfect. It's perfect.
There you go.
Kade talked a lot about the Peach Bowl, and he got hurt, left, and he just he just wanted to pop his combo back in and get back on the field. When you talk to him after that situation, it seems like Kade. A lot of people will be like devastated, but it seems like Kade is just that mental tough guy where it's just like, okay, I'm ready to go. I want to get back. How did you feel like that's driven him?
Yeah, I don't even know if this answers your question, but I think, and most people, you're right, it would have kind of been broken. I think his growth, if you will, was being mature enough to recognize maybe I can't do anything for these 3 weeks or whatever, however many it was. Which, like, I know it sounds silly, yeah, you just gotta have surgery. No, but no, like, as a man, you have to realize I can't go train with Coach Key for a month, or maybe I'm gonna miss the first match drill, or I'm gonna go through spring and hey, maybe I'm not gonna be live. Like that was hard for him to swallow, like as a dude. And I remember like, God, you should have seen it. It was the night we got back. My wife made lasagna. I brought it over to their house. Is when Kade was coming home from the hospital with his mom, and like he couldn't get out of the car, and he was just so broken that he couldn't get back to work next week. So I think his maturity was realizing, okay, how am I going to be as a leader if I'm not out on the field? Or how am I going to keep getting better? Not waste a day, keep getting better, but it's not lifting weights. So I think that was his.
To that point, you see a lot of guys that get hurt and they're like, I want to get back and I want to rush back.
Yeah.
But you talk about Kade's maturity, even when you talked about Kade's maturity, that like, okay, we're up 14, I can sit. Guys, how did you see him grow as a leader?
Yeah, he definitely did that. I think there was times in spring, like, so I think the first big one was pro day. So it was an honor. He was throwing with CJ, and he was running those routes, which, again, let's go back a year ago. Everyone says that here's this farmer that can't run a route, and now CJ Stroud's asking, no, I want to throw the case over, which is phenomenal. But for every rep he took at pro day, we took off of his rep load for the next day, because we had practice the next day. And he came in, I said, hey, you only got like, whatever it was, 8 plays. And he was, what? So to see someone else jog out, which is like, well, you did it yesterday. Like, your body's your body, you know, so to see him get hyped for G and Joe running with the ones where, quote unquote, he should be. Well, guess what? He should have been where Mitch Rossi was in the Peach Bowl, but he was in the ambulance. So seeing him not get, irritable and to be the leader to celebrate those other guys, that was the highlight of my spring.
We know he's kind of, I feel like he's obviously a leader, but kind of his attitude is like the heart and soul. How much does he influence everybody in the field?
Yeah, it's huge. And I know it sounds so cliche, but like he is the toughness that you're looking for. Him and his best friend Tommy, right? 2 guys from this state who get it. I mean, he would do anything for this state and for this Block O. I think that permeates throughout the locker room. It definitely, it's felt in our unit, right? It's felt in the locker room with him, but he lives and breathes it.
What's the best way to describe Kade?
Kade's complicated. Now, I'm on record here, so I'm going to get in trouble. But, like, I don't know if I'm just a Kade whisperer or something. His mom has mentioned it. Paige has said, my wife has said something about it. Some other, like, I don't know. Kade, Kade's not a big softie. But Kade is way deeper than a mohawk and tattoos. And if he was sitting here, he'd get mad at me saying that. Because I'm not saying he's, like, emotional. I mean, Kade is emotional. But you know what I'm saying. He's not sensitive. But he's deeper than he gives himself credit for.
He's not just a farmer group that
He's not at all. There's way more to Kade than that.
When did you see that? When did you realize there was more to Kade that maybe meets the eye?
when he was still playing linebacker and he asked to do like winter training and be at night after our workouts were done, we're just laying down on the turf, just talking about life. And I was getting to know him because I didn't really know him, how he's raised, and talking about his girlfriends and talking about just kind of through time. Because when everyone sees Kade, they just think of this big mauler, and he's an awesome brother and son and boyfriend and teammate. He's awesome. Yeah, if there's anything else you need as far as Kade's story, just let me know.
I will. I'll shoot you a text. Yeah, because I want to try to get it done sometime during the fall game.
Yeah. Yeah, heck yeah. And all the answers he's going to give you are going to be very directed and tough guy and all that. So I don't think you'll be able to, maybe not be able to crack them. But
yeah, no, that's
if you when you talk to him, just tell him that I told you off the record he's a big softie.
Yeah.
He'll definitely lie.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Like he texted me just now about getting this extra work in, and that's often, right?
No, yeah.
And it's like we only have a certain amount of hours. He's like, yeah, hey, can I come back in? Are we getting work in today? It's like I'm supposed to, so we gotta go like field 4, like
all the way for everybody.
Which is like I'm never gonna say no to the kid, but he's so hungry about that.
The rules make it so tough for kids like him who just want to work all the time. And it's like, coach, how do you say that?
I'm not. I'm never going to. You're not going to catch me, cheating and paying a kid ever. If you fire me for getting extra work in with a kid who wants to, then fire me for that. Or like when I buy the walk-on something, I'm buying Marvin Harrison a car. But if I buy the walk-ons dinner and you want to fire me,
it is what it is. Cool. How's the family? You
good.
Soon, right?
Yeah, less than a month, like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah,
I can't wait, dude.
I'm excited.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Well, I
Good.
appreciate it.
Of course, dude. If you need anything, shoot me a text or whatever. Appreciate you, brother. Of course. All right, Berm.
Help you out here.
Everything else good?
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure you had an skate on.
Good. I'm gonna wait 5 more minutes and bounce.
Fucking Colton just couldn't wait a couple weeks, huh?
How about that? That was like the next day. He had called me. Called me the next day. They gave him the old. This is the live feed, the key cam.
The old do it now or do it now or
Yeah,
do
or
it
it's not
later?
yours.
Coach Bailey.
Yeah.
Did you get away to the last couple weeks?
Nowhere.
You didn't get to go anywhere?
No, built a crib and a bassinet, and that's about it.
I'm excited.
Can't wait, dude. Cannot wait.
I was wondering if you got to get away anywhere like you did. Or if you...
That's hard. There's
I go on
my
Instagram,
level,
this guy's like touching the waves.
and then there's heart. I'm not on that level yet. What's the word?
Hey, Ben.
Good.
Any interaction yet with Joe Philbin and just your
No.
thoughts on him getting in the room?
No, we just got off the road.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, I've been around him for like 2 days. He seems brilliant. I can't wait. I asked him first thing. I was like, "Hey, like you coached tight ends before," and he did. Like he coached tight ends in the NFL, so I'm gonna be picking his brain left and right. I was down in South Florida growing up when he was a head coach, so obviously I knew who he was. But
You guys have had Fitch in the room, obviously, for a couple of years too. Just how have you seen the analysts in general enhance what you guys are trying to plan?
yeah, I think it's huge. I mean, and that's I was kind of in that kind of role, so I think that's a huge role. Talking specifically about Coach Fitch, like he's my biggest mentor in the sense that he's done it. He's been a coordinator, a position coach. He's been a head coach in the SEC. So, and he also doesn't have a unit right now. Like I can't ask Hart every question because he's busy with his guys. I go to Coach Fitch every day for things. So no, I think that's a huge asset.
Because the quarterbacks have talked about him before. I mean, CJ talked a lot about him before. And as soon as I saw it was Philbin, like the offensive line was an easy one to draw there. It's not just the big picture stuff. He can also help position.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's like both those guys, like you said, quarterback, O-line, has coached tight ends. Fitch was the receiver coach of the year. He'll tell you that. It's kind of cool. They're both coordinators, both head coaches, so they could help out so many people. They could help out Coach Day and Hartline and myself. And it's been great.
Yeah. How do you feel about your group coming out of the spring?
Awesome. We were the only unit on the team that did not miss a single rep of spring practice. So everyone who started finished without any injuries. We're looking to answer, okay, yes, Kade, I have one of the best tight ends in the country, if not the best tight end. Who else? Who else can I play at a championship level? And there's a couple guys that I feel strongly about. So, no, I love my unit.
Do you think Kade could be the best in the country?
Yeah. Oh, hands down. Hands down. Hands down. Just because I've seen how hard he works, and he also knows what he needs to get better at. So.
Did you feel like his blocking last year was at that caliber? And is that one of the places where he still has had to make some of those?
I think both. Receiving and I think I'm probably his biggest critic, and he'd tell you that. So I don't give him too many compliments. I gotta be careful. He reminds me. It's been like a couple of days since I said something nice about him, but that's what he's got you guys for. So.
But I mean, is that something you find yourself already as a coach? Like you see a higher potential, so you apply a higher.
Yeah. I think that's what a coach's job is to, show guys what they can't see and to tell them what they sometimes don't want to hear and get that out of them.
But what didn't he see about himself that you had to?
Well, I think the first thing was the route running, and that's kind of how we got linked up. I started working with Kade when he was still a linebacker after the Rose Bowl, and he was kind of labeled as this, blocking only, mauling tight end. I'm like, stop that, And the second you think of yourself as that's what you're going to become. You're never going to outgrow your self-image. Right, so I was training him in the drills with Jackson and Chris, and then I'm doing the same drills. Now I'm going to run the same routes, and he started getting open. Yeah. So I think the route running was the first thing
that was going into the Rose Bowl.
That was coming right out of the Rose Bowl. Yeah. Everyone was trying to get him to switch over from linebacker to tight end, and I think that was the one part of his game he was uncomfortable with because he had never done it ever before.
Yeah, I think that would be tough too, though, because like in high school it's a different standard and again, you're being compared to, we've already got coaches, Kevin Wilson already saying, everybody here already saying, we can't take Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson or Jackson Jigba off the field to put these guys on. Yeah. And so I think that would be that's a tough comparison for a younger guy who hasn't done that before.
No doubt. I would not say that. I'd tell Chris and Jackson right here, I'd take them off the field, put in any of my guys, because we'll block somebody. You could go ahead and tell Chris that.
Do you probably already asked this, but like any concept yet of how much 12 personnel is available for you guys yet this fall?
No, I think this spring, we showed, again, because we practiced so much, that we could play a lot in 12, right? Now, I don't know what the percentages are, but if I could put tight ends out there that could do everything a receiver can do and everything an O-lineman could do, then play in 12. Now, this fall, we got to show that we could do that consistently, because behind Kade, only G and Joe have played, sparingly. So they gotta show it.
So we were rewatching the 2020 Clemson game for a podcast thing we did, and it's such a reminder of what happens when you have.
Yeah, that was Luke and Ruck, right?
Yeah,
that was an awesome game.
Yeah, it was a tight end showcase.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they both got one.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of them
got two. Yeah.
I think Ruck got two. Maybe it's fairly good.
That's what I tell recruits that though, like, because some people try to negatively recruit. Why would you go to Ohio State? They got all the receivers. Why would you go to Ohio State? Because we have the good receivers. I'll look at the best tight end recruit in the country and say, hey, you come here, you will never be double teamed. Go to some of these other places that are these tight end factories. You're getting double teamed to game plan against. No offense, they're not going to double team you because we got Marvin and Emeka.
Yeah.
And Julian and all those guys.
How many red zone possessions do you have here compared to some other places?
Any of that, all the above.
Yeah. How about you? So you got a lot of Julian Thurman questions all spring. You're going to get a lot more questions about him this fall. Do you feel as a coach there's a part of this where you're supposed to run a little interference on that? Do you welcome the attention that's going to come on him for such a young guy? How do you?
It's Ohio State. The expectation is to be the best, and coming in, we can't control the outside noise, right? I've already had more questions about Jelani than any of my tight ends combined. He knows that I'm going to be completely honest with him. I'm not going to gas him up, or I'm not going to knock him down. Jelani's done a great job. He got his black stripe off. But like I told someone earlier, he's not a freshman anymore. The second you get that black stripe off, now it's only to get harder because the expectation is there. And I know he's such a competitor, though. Like, he wants that. He wants that. He's probably in my office right now meeting with, Sean Binks, to make sure he knows what he's doing. So now it's only to get harder just because our standard now is going to be raised.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Good. Let me know if you need anything else.
Will do. You just got off the road. What are you doing now?
Getting ready for a kid in about a month, and we got summer camps in between now and then.
Yeah. We just had 1 year birthday.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Good.
Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
You're timing it well too. You get a couple
I know. I'm gonna get to be dad throughout all July.
Yeah. Well, but a year from now is when it's going to be. You'll be glad that you
Sure.
have some opportunity.
Sure.
During the season, not so much. I think the season's kind of over.
Oh, I know. I can only imagine.
Those are some rough ones.
Of course.
Take care.
24th? June 24th?
Perfect.
I know.
End of camp season.
That's it. That's it. Get to hang out here all July.